everybody, my name's Lorenzo. Welcome to the Game Plan Family channel. Today is another day of Random Reactions, episode 10. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy today's Random Reactions. So let me know what you guys think for today's clips. I'd appreciate it. Now let's check it out.
Hear me honk the horn, then you know, go ahead and go. We're just gonna go around and through the gate. We only have one gate. Once you go around the deck there, you'll see the gate. If you don't see the gate, just keep driving to heaven.
Keep driving to heaven.
Driving to hell, you mean? Hell, anywhere, just drive.
What is he? What is it? Is that a? What is he trying to do?
I can't even find my fucking horn.
Old people are so funny.
Okay. Whoa, Janae, you almost lost me. Slow, slow. Go ahead. Hey, God almighty, it ain't that hard.
Oh, to pick up the leaves? Zoom out, lady. What is... Oh, no. That's not for leaves. Is it for leaves?
What are you doing now?
She has no idea what to do. She has no idea what to do.
You're doing good. Just keep on going. Kind of slow, just like that. Where's that black? Toward the head, the shed. Ah! To the shed, you dumbass!
He's just trying to move it to the shed because he doesn't want to walk it over there. So he's having her tow it while he's...
Just turn it. Go. Watching paint dry. Go.
What happened now?
That's what makes the fucking blade go around, this little fucking handle. That's
Oh, it broke.
busted underneath.
Now he has to fix it. Oh, man.
Did you get fucking shit for brains? I have something. When you hear me honk the horn, then you...
So yesterday, my husband came home from work and he found me sitting on our front porch with my bags packed. And he thought I was upset about something, so he sat down beside me and tried to comfort me. I told him that I was going to Las Vegas and I already paid for my plane ticket. He looked at me like he was confused, and then he asked me why was I going to Las Vegas. Now at first I didn't want to tell him, so I stayed quiet, and that's when he started guessing. He said it must be another girls' trip or something. I said no, it's not a girls' trip, I'm just going by myself. That's when he stood up and demanded me to tell him why I was going to Las Vegas. That's when I cleared my throat. Then I said I just found out I can make $500 a night doing what I give you for free. He stood there for a minute without saying a word, and then he went into the house. And when he came back out onto the porch, he had his bags packed. I looked at him and then I said, just where do you think you're going? That's when he told me that he was going with me. When I asked him why, he looked at me and then he said, I want to see how you are going to live on $1,000 a year. My husband came home from work and he found me sitting on...
I was having lunch not too long ago with one of my best friends, Adam, and we're at a McDonald's. I know, I've made it in show business. And now this particular McDonald's had a play place attached to it, all right? And me and Adam were just sitting there, we're talking. All of a sudden, this kid, I don't know if he thought that I was threatening his hood or like invading his turf, but he just runs out of the play place. He's got a ball from the ball pit, sees me, and just hucks this and nails me right in the head. Can't miss this son of a bitch, okay? So I pop up, I'm like, what the hell? I see it's a kid. I don't care. I have street cred. I gotta defend myself. I'm going after the
Oh
kid.
my
I
God.
start walking after him. Now, Adam, my friend, he's a tall guy, but he essentially works for me, so he's like, all right, I guess we're beating up 7-year-olds today. And he started walking after him. Now, this particular play.
Free drinks for them.
About intersex individuals.
I don't even know what that means, ma'am.
So
Could you explain that? I mean, I would like an explanation. Please explain it.
I'll take it really slow. Since the beginning of time, people have been born with either ambiguous genitalia or with or without ovaries, both. And so those people, from a biological standpoint, exist. They're not mythical. It's not something we're making up, which is why I asked you, are you speaking about gender or sexuality? Because again, one is a social construct, one is more scientific based, and that's why I was asking.
So gender is not a social construct. It's firmly rooted in biological reality.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I said gender is not a social construct.
Okay, so again, intersex. Do intersex people, what about them? We were talking about two biological sexes. What are we talking about when we're regarding intersex people?
Yeah, could you explain it one more time? I think we all would like to have an explanation where we can understand it. I think we're quite.
I don't know how you don't understand that. I mean, everybody should know by now that there are a very, very, very small percentage of people that are born with both sexes. It's odd, but it's a very rare thing.
Yesterday, 6 celebrity women, including Gayle King, Katy Perry, and Lauren Sanchez, who is the plastic fiance of Jeff Bezos, took a Blue Origin rocket into space on a trip that lasted from takeoff to touchdown less than 12 minutes in total. Now, it was, no doubt, a cool experience for those women. I'm sure it was a lot of fun. But according to the media, it was more than just fun. It was somehow, some way, historic. Oprah Winfrey actually wept as she watched the all-female team launch into space for a trip that would last for approximately half the length of an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. And there she is crying there.
I don't know why
Such
she's
a
crying. What an
historic moment.
airhead.
Katy Perry, one of the women on this crew, was particularly dramatic. Before the flight, she bragged about the historical journey that she was about to undergo. Listen.
We are the Taking Up Space crew. There's 6 of us, all women. It's a historical flight to space because it's the first time that all women have been in space.
Nothing historic happened here at all. They were not the first female astronauts because they aren't astronauts. And
True.
Women have been going into space since the 1960s.
I was going to
In
say.
terms of historic significance, this trip is about as monumental as like being the 100th customer to ride the Batman roller coaster at Six Flags on a random Saturday. All that said, I have no doubt that it was a cool experience.
And in 2025, how do we actually know that they were all female?
Rather than deport all of the illegals, what they should do is they should offer them a deal where if they hunt down 5 child predators, then they can get their papers, right? And then we call the program Alien versus Predator.
Oh, bro! I didn't have to go that hard, but I'm glad you did.
Rather than deport all of the illegals.
Would you rather leave UVU without a ring or without a degree?
Without a degree, so then I can get married and not have to work.
What would you rather do?
Wow.
Because I gotta keep the Utah, I gotta keep the population here high.
Would you rather leave UVU without a ring or without a degree?
At this rate, degree for sure. Because I have not been on a date that I have loved in a very long time.
Would you rather leave UVU without a ring or without a degree?
Oh crap. Without a ring.
Would you rather leave UVU without a ring or without a degree?
Without a degree. So
She came with receipts, and the panel was not prepared. This is how you clear a room.
It's like the direction they're heading in is that what Trump basically wants is for our allies to consume a lot more of our products and for China to produce a lot less of what we consume. And so I think what he's going for is a kind of soft global embargo on China. The reason that I think that was effective is, Lutnick is saying that they could never have gotten such good deals if that pressure that you're actually describing wasn't there. I've been thinking a lot about the 10 million Americans who lost their homes in the 2008 financial crisis and how President Obama's first act in office was to give $700 billion to the banks that caused it, including $30 billion in bonuses to the crooks who organized it. And I'm thinking about how those very Americans Americans saw a president pick Wall Street over Main Street, and what they saw this whole week was a president willing to go out there and fight for the forgotten men and women of this heartland and take on the entire international global order.
Damn.
It's strange just being in a room with you because I suppose the brain is so used to just separating, okay, this is a woman and this is a man. I mean, is that what you're famous for, really, that you pass so well as a woman?
I guess I don't know exactly how to internalize that because I'm just me and it is what it is. But yeah, people say that.
How do you explain that feeling of wanting to be or wanting to be perceived as a woman?
I think that's an important differentiation, first of all, is be perceived as. You know, this is one of the things I'm at odds with the community on. I don't believe that you can actually become a woman or become a man. I think that your biological sex is a solid state of reality that you're born with. I just think that you can make certain choices to live your life a certain way and, you know, be perceived a certain way. I think that when you start getting into the ideological side of being trans, that's where you start having to tell lies like I am a woman. And I don't believe that for a second. I believe I'm a trans woman, which is a social and cultural label. And then I believe beyond that, I'm obviously a biological man. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being a man. So I don't, you know, take offense to knowing that within myself.
It's strange just being in a room with.
Yes, but you're still dressing up, trying to look like a woman, and you're not a woman. She's trying so hard to justify her position. You can't justify confusion.
What is the Andromeda paradox?
Well, the Andromeda paradox is the fact that if you and I are looking at Andromeda,
the galaxy.
The galaxy.
Not the stars that make
M31
the constellation.
Right. Yeah, not the constellation.
And not the strain that killed millions of people.
Not the Andromeda strain, right? 2.5 million light years away. Then what happens is, suppose you're sitting in your chair and I'm running by. And at the second I run by you, we both look up at Andromeda. Because I'm moving and you're stationary, we're going to see events that are days apart, even though we're in the same location looking at the same time.
How can that be?
You think that relativity, and you think that the
Don't just
light
say relativity and keep talking.
How
I know,
far,
right?
wait, in this scenario, how far away from me are you when you're running by?
You're in the same place.
We're in the same place, essentially.
So you're like literally running
I've never
here.
heard of this paradox.
And you look
right,
up.
it's a little known paradox.
And the
right?
thing that you see and I see are days apart.
Days apart.
Because of our physical perspective.
Well, here's what you would think. You would think the light is arriving right now. We should all be receiving this light, but that's not how it works. Motion changes the perception of time. And so we know about that in terms of the local universe. We call it relativity of simultaneity, right? You're moving, I'm not. You see events as simultaneous. I see them as happening one before the other, right? But then when you add the distance component in it, now we see very different times. So there could be a third person moving in the other direction, seeing a different time. So how do you define what now is? So we
Even
don't
though you're in the same
time.
place.
Even though you're in the same place, yeah.
While we're sitting here, I'm here, you're running by, we look up at Andromeda at the
That's
same
interesting.
time.
That's
We're seeing
interesting.
something
This is a video of some influencer's morning routine, or at least it's this influencer's performance of what he wants you to think his morning routine is. 3:52 a.m. He's standing there because now he's brushing his teeth. 3:54 a.m.
What?
Bottled water. He's washing his mouth out with bottled water. 4 a.m. goes out on the porch. 4:04 a.m. Now he's doing some push-ups. 4:17 a.m. Now he's just standing there. He's got bottled water again. Now he's sitting down at 4:30 a.m. I guess he's praying. And now he's going down. 6:24 a.m. The day started at 3:50 a.m. Now he's running, jumping in the pool.
What the?
Getting out of the pool. It's 7:50 a.m. 8:30 a.m. Eating a banana, wiping a banana on his face at 8:34 a.m. Now he's eating breakfast. Okay, so this is a morning routine that begins at 3:50 a.m. and ends at like 9:45 a.m. That's 6 hours. His morning routine is 6 hours long. And it's actually a lot longer than that because in real time, he had to set up all those camera angles.
I was about to say.
He was walking, he had to set up the tripod, get the shot, come back, collect the camera, and then go walk it again. So the actual morning routine, as it was documented, was probably more like 19 hours long. By the time he was finished it was time for another morning routine. So this guy is stuck in a perpetual loop of morning routines. This guy is not...
Man, you got to watch what you say when you say it. Because this is what I'm saying. Because you don't know who speaks Spanish. Yo soy cubano, ¿me entiendes? Pero yo soy cubano. Y cuando habla la gente negra, estoy hablando de mí también.
I was just saying.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you need to watch what you say.
I was just saying.
Okay, I'm just letting you know though. When you talk about people, especially black people, man, watch what you're saying.
Especially.
I'm recording myself. I'm recording you now. I'm recording you now.
Hey.
So, you know what? That's what I'm saying. They be talking that shit Spanish, thinking people don't understand their ass. Yo soy cubano.
Hey, this goes for all races, all people of languages, and I can't I honestly can't stand people that do this shit. Even if Spanish speaker, any type of language, if you're speaking in Chinese, any language, it's very rude and disrespectful. And sometimes people will know their language and they'll be like, "Hey, I know what you're saying. You're talking shit about me, or you're being rude and disrespectful trying to do it behind my back, even though I'm right here thinking that I don't understand the language."
I want you to go in, buddy. I want you to sit at a table. I want you to order one of every pizza. And then I'd love to send you in and do your magic on all of them. Oh, yeah.
I'm just a cheese freak, man. I mean, I'll go constipated for 3 weeks eating cheese. I don't get. Give me some good cheese, man.
Nobody's taking his order.
That's the owner.
He wants to order a pizza.
So we're gonna go one of every pizza here.
One
of all pizzas for you? One of all the pizzas, yeah.
One of every.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
One of every pizza, medium? No. You're kidding me, right? No, I'm being serious, pretty sure.
Oh, you mother. This is a guy who's pissed off that he actually has to work. Committed
Son of a. I gotta make all these damn pizzas.
Which one? That's the veggie.
Guy comes in, spends more money than anybody else in their bar. Is smiling and getting along with the customers, giving out pizza. This guy is the best thing he's got going for him. And he calls Frankie an ass for putting money in his pocket. Unreal. Why don't you go and sit next to Frankie, try some of these, and I'll come in and meet you in a few minutes. I want to give you some time to check them out.
The reaction, though, the reaction.
This is horrible.
Want to talk about grease? Look at this.
I'm gonna stay over here because if I go over there, I'm gonna slap him right in the goddamn teeth. I don't care who the he is.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
I want to try this one.
Watch him come in. Oh, shite.
Oh, boy.
He's like,
pizza.
Oh.
How about this one? Oh, man. Feel this. Feel that. Just give it a squeeze. How's that feel? Look at that. Doesn't look good. How did it taste, guys?
Horrible. Frankie almost threw up.
Do you know who this is?
No.
I know who he is. I've seen him.
His name's Dave Portnoy. He's one of my dearest friends. President of Barstool Sports. Is the most influential person in America when it comes to pizza. He can put this online and pack your place tomorrow. Are you gonna pack this place or run from it? What you gonna do?
I gotta run. I would ruin my credibility if I said come here for the pizza.
How much money are you losing?
$3,000 a month.
I sent Frankie in. Best customer of the night. Sits down, orders a pitcher of beer and 11 pizzas. Somebody else would say, "Thank you, God, I'm losing money." You called him a ass in the kitchen, didn't you? Yep. So did you. And when your cook got an order for 10 pizzas so that you could pay his paycheck, he said, it. So you said him, you said him, your cook said you. Yeah, I love watching Bar Rescue. Oh my God. I feel like Jon Taffer intentionally screwed their businesses, boosting the way the whole restaurant looks, boosting their food menu, and then probably paying people to come to the reopening of the place. And then, because I've heard so many times that a lot of these places that were on Bar Rescue ended up closing down. They couldn't afford to keep going. Like because they ended up getting more like financing through Bar Rescue. That's what I heard. I'm not quite sure.
The fact that this man had received no due process. He was effectively disappeared to a foreign country, a country which he came from, which he was basically got
It's
asylum.
not a foreign country. He lives there.
Excuse me, no, he does not live there.
He's a citizen of El Salvador.
Scott, excuse me, he got asylum in this country.
He's a citizen.
Scott,
Does he have asylum?
Excuse me, let me finish.
No, he doesn't.
No,
Okay.
sorry.
In
So
order-
he got asylum, he got a judge to say that he could not be rendered
Does he have a
back.
deportation order?
Excuse me, he could not be. Can you let me finish? He could not be rendered back to El Salvador because he was at risk of being harmed in El Salvador. That is what a federal judge. That is what a federal judge.
By who? No, who was he at risk of?
Excuse me, that was what a federal judge said. He could not be
at risk of
deported.
being harmed
He
by?
could
I'm
not
asking
be.
you.
Who could he be at risk by? I don't know. But
A rival gang.
No. Excuse me, Scott. Excuse me, stop. Do you really believe that this guy's an MS-13 member? Because
I've got two heads of state telling me that they believe it.
Oh, okay. Your heads of state. Okay, Barack Obama said that. The fact that this man had received no due process.
Looking for somebody to spoil. Got a bunch of money.
This guy.
Looking for somebody to just kind of take care of, do things for.
She's scared.
buy them stuff, pay their bills.
I gotta go to this guy's show.
Yeah. Want them paid or? Oh, okay. Just try and be kind. Freaking you out with my kindness. Kindness is rare, so I wouldn't be shocked if you were thrown off by it. Probably feel more comfortable if I was rude. Just because that's what we're used to, you know? Yeah. Well, I am talking. I'm trying to get to know you a little bit, but.
Who's recording? How are they setting up the record?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Damon. Nice to meet you.
What the hell are they looking at? Awkward.
Love you. Have a good day.
Love you. Hey, little lady. What? I'm cool too, but I have some bad news. What's up? I have to pick up my child. That's why I still have to cancel our first date tonight. Oh, I don't know how one would forget something like that, but okay, enjoy your evening. Enjoy my evening, huh? So you don't even care about our date tonight? You're not gonna even reschedule for a later day? I don't chase meme. You want to be sure that is if you remember to schedule. I don't like your attitude. You're very condescending in general. This is stupid.
My husband and I have been married for 17 years. We got to the biggest fight we've ever gotten into, ever. Over our toilet water. You tell me if I'm overreacting, because I really don't think I am. Okay, so here's what happened.
You sound like
Every
it.
time I go out of town, my husband's incredible. Like, I travel a lot for work. I come home. He's so great about cleaning the house, doing the laundry, you know, keeping up with the kitchen. The house is always immaculate when I come home. Somehow this man got it into his head that, you know what would be really cool is if you put one of those giant blue hockey discs in the back of your toilet water so that every time you flush, the toilet comes out blue. The toilet water comes out blue. Like we live at a 7-Eleven or something. So I come home, I'm using, like, I go to the bathroom and I'm like, why is the water blue? And he's like, oh, I bought these things to put in the back of the toilet. I was like, what were you doing at the store? Looking at the aisle of all the things for cleaning items for the house where you thought that would be a good idea. Take me through that. He's like, you're making such a big deal. You're being so dramatic. I'm like, I'm not being dramatic.
Yeah, you are. She sounds spoiled as fuck, too. Like, you should be grateful that he actually cleans the house and has it nice and clean for you. And does she not know what those blue pucks are? It's to help keep the toilet bowl sanitized.
So for a month, I'm flushing the toilet and it's still blue. And I'm complaining about it every day. I'm like, Nick, I can't live like this anymore. I cannot live with the blue toilet water. So literally, like, we're laying in bed the other night and I just go on TikTok, like, how do I empty the back of my toilet tank so I can...
what an airhead.
So that I can get rid of this blue water. I literally, like, put in the search bar, how do I empty the back of a toilet tank? He gets up in a fury, like, oh my God, you're making such a big deal about this. When did you get so highfalutin? Blah, 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 blah. You've changed so much. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, changed so much. Like, we live in a pretty nice neighborhood. Like, it's 2024.
Spoiled.
What are you doing where you think this was a good idea? So that night, he emptied the toilet bowl somehow. I still don't know how to do it. And it's great.
Apparently you don't know how to do a lot of things.
In the main bathroom, but not in the master.
This might surprise some of you, but I do think this is a big deal because that man is clearly not appreciated for anything more than toilet water. So yeah, I do think this is a big deal. That man is absolutely justified in his reaction, and honestly, he needs to set some boundaries to ensure respect and appreciation for everything he does in that relationship. And that man better not say sorry when it somehow gets turned around on him.
Yeah, whoever this woman is, Emily King, she speaks a lot of sense. Everybody needs to start listening to this chick. She makes a lot of videos about how crazy women are just going off on their boyfriends or husbands and for the stupidest reasons. Anyways, I hope you guys like the random reactions. Episode 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Until next time, peace out, everybody.